Hey, hi guys, Steve here again. Did it fix up the colour correction? Not flared out here. Whoa, flared out big time. Where are we? Let's fix it up. Let's fix it up a bit. Okay. Okay. As you can see, I'm really into it today. Whoops. The fat belly of mine's really showing up now with its fine little grubby sawdust. Black. Don't you love it? Okay, what I'm showing you today is my little trick, and I'll see if I can kind of fix that up a little bit. That might be a little bit better. Now, it might be a bit hard to see, but I'm using Osmo oil. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know what? This is the bottom of the tables, and all these tables have to be sealed all the way around. And since it's all starting to you know, get to about halfway, I thought I'd use it up, because I'm not going to use it in the future. I'm going to use either Fitties or the Evolution, which I sort of I posted up on it. But the thing about Osmo oil is you're supposed to use it really thin, and you know, they suggest that you put it on with a brush like this and grind the brush in, really sort of push it into the grain, and be very sparing, because you're going to wipe a lot of it off with the rag anyway. But I've got this scraper, and I actually found that if you get the scraper and pull it across, two things: the scraper's actually pushing the oil into the grain better. It's not scratching the timber at all. It's actually it's pulling out all the any little tiny defects in it. If anything, it's acting like a real scraper. And as I'm doing this now, and I would just brush that on there, I'm actually getting pools of oil over here, which you probably can't see because of the camera's too far away. But when you're doing it with the brush, you can actually get the excess and push it across, and then rub it in with the brush, and then rub it around with the scraper, and by just pushing it into the grain, it's an economical way of doing it, number one. But also too, I think it pushes the product into the grain a lot better than if you're just using the brush. I think you use the brush as a way of distributing it and sort of stopping drips and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's a great way of really pushing that in there. Anyway, I just thought I'd show that as a tip. I've got my workman's overalls on and my braces on there with my big belly. So you can't have braces unless you've got a big belly, otherwise it just doesn't work. Anyway, I thought that might be a bit of a tip that you might appreciate. Now, I'm actually finishing these off with a roller using the Evolution oil that I talked about. I give 2 coats of it. And the good thing about the Evolution oil is you can actually sand it back to about a 240 grit in between, and then hit it with a coat. So you get a nice solid build up. Now I've experienced using Tretex, which is from the same, well, it's the same company which does the Evolution oil. And I've got a lot of tables out there on different hotel venues, and I got it on my own personal tables. And you know, the stuff's damn durable. I've even polished one of my tables using the Festool polishers, and the wax polishes up fine. It even gets harder when it's been polished. But I'm not a big fan of Osmo. I think it's, yeah, it's just not a big fan of it. I don't need to go into it, but yeah. So I just sort of throw that trick if you're using Osmo and you do like it. I think the scraper technique, but so it's a flexible scraper. You know, there's all different. This is just a cheap little one. I think it was, wow, fancy that. Look, it's made in China. Go figure. Who'd have figured that out? So, anyway, just a bit of a tip, like I always like to do. I'll show you how they turned out when they're done with the base. I've got copper bases for these, a central copper base with a central copper disc, and they're great looking bases, I've got to say. I bought them from a commercial supplier of table bases, and I'm very impressed. They look really good, and they look really good with this kind of timber, because the timber, as you can see, has a sort of a almost like a pinkish sort of tone. You get a bit of variance in it. You know, we call it messmate, and I think they call it messmate simply because it's a mixture of messmate. It's a mixture of ironbark, Vic ash, Tasmanian ash, or Tasmanian oak, and so therefore it's just a messmate. It's a mess of timbers. But of course, you guys from North America or Europe or whatever, you don't get these timbers over there. I mean, this stuff is really hard, and the great way of handling all the, what we get, gum veins in them, which is well, it's virtually like a series of cracks with a resin filled in them, but the resin falls out, and you end up with these great gaping holes. But that gives the character of the timber, and therefore one of the best ways of handling it is to fill it with black. If you've got a really big hole, I actually use resin, which is a 2-pack resin, and with a little bit of black in. But these are not too bad, these holes. I mean, the biggest hole on these is probably more than about, I don't know, about 1 centimetre wide by about 5 centimetres long. That'd be the worst one. You know, I'm not going to bother doing epoxy, because this the product that I use, which is called Timbermate, it's really good. It doesn't fall out. It's really tough. Here it is over here. I don't know whether you can buy it overseas or not. No, I actually think it's made in Australia, but it's a bloody good product. It's, you know, you can mix all the colours. You've got a whole pile of range of colours. You can mix the colours to make your own shade. So yeah, I tend to use that, and it's not too bad to sand off. And I found the best way to sand it out, because the black used to stain, and the trouble was I was using the Rotex with the I better, while we're talking, I'm just going to rub this one back over here. So we'll look the camera around over. I'll just rub this back because the oil's sitting on it. Yeah, it's a really good product, because they've even got it in a natural, so you can mix you can even mix coffee beans with it to get a sort of particular type of colour if you want. But I tend to, when I want to colour match it, I've got lots of colours there that I can match it with, because I actually learned how to do colour matching when I was a young guy. I worked at a paint factory for some time because I couldn't get a job because I had long hair. But an old Danish guy taught me how to do colour tinting, and ever since then it's one of those things. It's like a bike, you never fall off. I mean, you always fall off a bike, but it's like you can always know how to ride a bike regardless. But anyway, I just thought I'd share a few things with you again today. Nice to chat. Shame you can't chat to me. I've got to chat to myself. Neighbours probably think I'm mad. They probably think, oh, there goes Steve again, talking to himself in his shed. All right, guys. Well, there you go. It's all ragged off now. All ready to dry tonight. Ready for the better coats tomorrow. Okay. See you later.